to MJ Unscripted. I am MJ, and you are in the right place. Thank you so much for being here with us. You know you're in the right place because you are a person who is destined to become a better version of yourselves. Today, I have with me the Chandlers. The Chandlers. We have Eric and Shalita Chandler. Hello.
Hello, MJ Unscripted.
Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you for having us. Say thank you. That'll be nice.
You be talking.
We're the guests.
This is a part of marriage. This
is definitely a part of marriage.
Man. So before we get started, I just want to let the fans know, like, who are you? Like, who is Eric? Who is Shalita? What do you guys do?
Excellent. Eric Chandler, as you stated. I am born and raised in New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, East Orange. Grew up here. Spent some time where I met my lovely wife Shalita down at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. I work in finance, so don't let the hoodie and the Essex County style fool you. I know numbers. I see money. I work as a regulator on Wall Street, kind of protecting you all's retirement and different things.
Okay, nice.
Father of two. Shout out to Danielle and Zoe.
Nice.
Nice.
Shalita?
So I am Shalita Chandler. I am a wife, a mom. I am currently at Rutgers University, Newark. I'm working with our international students from India, China, all over the world, making sure they are here to stay, here to study, and legally allowed to be here. So I am the advocate for them.
Nice. I love that. So I have you guys here today because I know within marriage there's so many things that we deal with, but a big portion is finance. Finances. And it's something that actually can tear, our relationships apart. So it seems like you two have figured out this blueprint of how to do it within, like, as a couple. Right? So it's just some things that we want to talk about just so we can all just learn and get a better understanding of how this thing works. So I don't know how we get started with that, though. I want to know.
So one thing I want to say, like blueprint, right? You assume that it's a plan and you stick to the plan. Yes, absolutely. But the plan changes, right?
Okay.
You talk about it often, and every phase of life has a different plan. So to start, where we had our first, I'll call it financial interaction, was our wedding.
Okay.
We wanted to pay cash money. We didn't want to go into a lot of debt. And the agreement we had is we were both going to get part-time jobs.
Oh, the part-time jobs.
Oh, yeah.
That was fun.
Now, how long were you guys engaged before the wedding actually was happening? Like, how long did you have to?
I think about 2 years.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was 2 years of Staples West Orange, and putting that, and like we were using that as our spending money, like our date night money, whereas our careers, we were using that to save for the wedding, save for a house, things like that. When she was all in and she met me equally in that regard, for me it was like, okay, we're gonna be all right. We can do this together. We can figure this out together. And we walked out of our wedding, very nice, expensive party with no debt.
No debt.
Wow.
Debt free.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that's a term we would all love to hear one day, like debt free. So let me ask you, who is the finance person out of the two of you? Like,
it's not me. So I think when you first get married, right, you have this, married couples normally take on these roles.
Okay.
And it's like an unspoken rule that the man is the person that does the finances.
Okay.
And not in every relationship, but in ours, it was him.
Okay.
He was like, this is what we're going to do. We want to, save up for a house. We just got married. We want to eventually have a family. So these are the things that we have to do and the steps that we have to take in order to get there.
Okay.
And not be in any debt.
Yeah.
So like he said, the first thing was not having debt at a wedding, after a wedding. So after a wedding, some people are owing thousands.
Well, I was going to say, this almost unheard of.
It's very unheard now. Definitely now. And we were young when we got married. We were 24 and 26.
And you were able to leave the wedding debt free.
Debt free. Right. And normally the bride's family pays for everything. My dad paid for the dress, and that was it. We paid for everything. I think that's why my father always said, like, I know she's in good hands. Like, I don't have to worry about her. She'll be fine. But like I said, we take on these roles. If the woman does the housework and the man pays the bills and washes the cars and kills the bugs, and that's what the man is supposed to do. And we kind of fell into that.
Okay.
It was an unspoken thing.
So when you said that he was definitely the finance person, what kind of finance knowledge did you have prior to meeting him?
I had none. I had none. I came from mommy and daddy. I came from mommy and daddy paying for everything, my gas, my phone bill, my clothes, my shoes. Like, I didn't really have to do anything. I was kind of a spoiled child.
So how was that adjusting?
It was hard. It was hard because he was like, listen, you're not home anymore.
Right.
You have to actually work.
Be an adult.
For what you want. So I had to adjust to saving.
Okay.
I had to adjust to consulting with someone else with money that I wanted to spend. If I wanted to go buy a purse or I wanted to go buy shoes, I had to run everything by Mr. Chandler.
I was going to say, you used the word consult. Can you expound on that? Like, what does that mean?
It means I couldn't just take my card and go swipe when I wanted to. I had to be like, hey, I want to go buy this $100 purse. What do you think about that? And the answer was most times yes. It was never, no, you can't do this. But it was like, let's figure out how we can make it work.
I love that you say that, only because some couples get caught up with the idea that if I have to ask, like, oh, I don't need permission, right? Or I'm grown. And it's not about that. It's really about a respect level, right?
Absolutely.
And we're trying to build together. I can't just go make these big purchases.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's I'm not her dad, right?
Right,
like,
correct.
Not trying to replace her dad.
Right.
Never was about that. So it was more of us having a conversation that if there's going to be a decent lump sum that comes out, what does that take away from? Right? Like, do we have enough to cover the light bill, the cell phone bill, gas in the car for us to get to and from work? And most of the time before kids, the answer was yes. It was easy, like, all right, we got to go ahead and do what you do.
Right.
We love to eat out. So,
Yeah.
like, all right, if we're going to go out on Friday and we're going to get this expensive meal,
Right.
That purse is looking like a meal.
Yes,
You
yes,
know?
yes.
And the same thing on the other side, if, I wanted a pair of shoes or something like that, like, all right, them J's got to stay on the shelf.
Yeah. So let me back it up a bit, because Shalita, you said you did not have any financial knowledge.
No.
Eric, did you? You had it? Like, where did you?
Typical kid, right? So I'm the oldest of four.
Okay.
And my brothers and my youngest sister, they have sickle cell. So, like, my mom focused on them a lot, and I'm the oldest. So what it would be, back to school shopping, I was downtown at Dr. J's. I was on Central Ave at the Vault, things like that. And I was maybe about 12. My mom gave me the back to school money, said, go get your sneakers. And I remember it was something like $100, and I wanted the Jordans that came out that time. I wanted the Carolina blue and white ones, and I was going to get them joints.
Okay.
And I walked in the vault, and I looked at it, and I was just like, I got this $100. And I want sandwiches unlimited.
Oh, because you got to go there.
I want these sneakers, but I want sandwiches unlimited.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting some shell toes.
Okay.
Had my sandwich.
Had your sandwich.
And then I still had some money for a rainy day, right?
Okay.
The shell toes was like 60. Sandwich was like $10, and I still had 40 in my pocket. So I learned the value of, okay, those sneakers are nice, especially with my feet growing at that time.
Yes.
They're nice, but I'm not going to remember those sneakers in 20 years. But I do remember that sandwich.
Oh, of course. I still remember the sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay, so you would say you kind of like self-taught a little bit. Like so you bring that mentality into the marriage.
Correct.
Okay, so now we're here today, right? And do we both consult with one another? Like, do we look at it like this is our money? Is this yours? This is his? Or
Yeah, I think for sure. I think that now that we are older and that we have a family, we do consult when big purchases happen.
Okay.
So if I'm stopping to get gas, of course I'm not saying, hey, Eric, can I spend $20 on the gas tank for me to get from point A to point B?
Right.
But if it's like over, say, $300, I'm calling and saying, hey, this is what I'm about to do. You think this is okay?
And this is something that's been established prior. Like, we knew this is how we would operate.
Yep.
Yeah, it became a part of life. One of the big things that I recommend in marriage is we went to marriage counseling, and we had Elder Ike at her home church in Maryland.
Okay.
And he challenged us, and he said to us, this is y'all big chance. This is y'all last marriage counseling session, and this is a truthful moment. What's a deal breaker for you?
Okay.
And I don't want you to answer right now. I want you to go to your respective corners. And if you can't come back and be truthful, then you're never going to be able to be truthful in your marriage.
Wow.
So that, to me, opened like a dialogue and like the light bulb, you know, like the Andre 3000 forever.
Yeah. Forever.
Right. If I can't be real, I'm going to be with this person I'm saying I'm going to be with forever. We got to have dialogue. We got to be able to speak and agree to disagree sometimes.
And have dialogue about the uncomfortable conversations.
Definitely uncomfortable because sometimes you know that the purchase you're about to make is you don't need it.
Like,
you just want to run it by him and say, "So, what do you think about these?" And like I said, most of the times it's not no. Most of the times it's let's see where we can, how we can make it happen for you.
Okay.
If you really want this, let's see how we can make it happen. Sometimes it is no when it's like ridiculous purchases or something for the kids that they don't need.
Right.
But other than that, it's most times yes.
So you're trusting him that he takes the lead.
Yes, definitely trusting him because when we got married, there were multiple accounts.
Okay.
So, I had mine, he had his. And then when we got married, we merged all of the accounts together.
So it's our money.
It's ours. It's no yours, mine, ours. It's no my secret stash or my secret account, my secret credit card.
Now, let me ask you, because, every couple is different and some operate, in separate. What would you guys say as far as advice, putting your money together? Like, what kind of benefit does it have that we're now one as opposed to separate?
It's an awareness thing, right? Say something happens to one of us. The bill collector's not going to be like, oh, Eric's sick, so I'm going to let Shalita off the hook for the light bill. No, that's our same thing. We talk about, so one thing I do want to say, we talk a lot about combining monies, the income. People don't always talk about the debt. She came with a whole student loan bill, a car note, an overdue credit card. And I'm looking like,
she's like, take that out.
No, but it was like, okay, I didn't read the fine print. All right, let's take care of that. But no, it's really just kind of, again, the dialogue, the conversations, and like leveling out on those things.
So, right, I'm stuttering because she came with debt. You didn't say, oh, that's yours. Go handle that.
No.
We fixed it.
Correct.
That's powerful.
I think one thing he took away from me that I was so grateful for, not took away, but kind of like took the lead on was my student loan. I had a big student loan.
Okay.
So my dad had co-signed the loan for me. No, he didn't co-sign. He took one loan and split it in half, and he took his half, and he said, this is yours. You're going to pay this part of the loan. So when I got married, I was like, hey, here's my student loan.
Right.
We're going to pay this off. So we paid, he helped me to pay my student loan off. So I was grateful for that because that was a big bill.
That is, but that also shows his seriousness because we're not just paying off things for people that we're not invested in. So that kind of set the tone in the beginning of this is us. This is us together. This is how we're going to operate. So now we add in 2 children.
Yeah.
That changes the game a little bit.
Yes, absolutely.
How so?
How does that change? Oh my gosh. Just everything that comes along with the extracurriculars and school stuff and clothes, and you got to clothe them, and you got to make sure they have shoes, and because they grow so much, we're buying often. So we're buying clothes often, and we're buying shoes often. And sometimes he's like, well, do they really need to? I'm like, yeah, they really do.
They really do.
So we kind of...
And activities.
So I kind of...
Y'all talking light work. I'm sorry. I got to get in here. Y'all ain't none of the big stuff. Daycare, diapers.
That was a big one.
Those were the things that were eye-opening. I was like, this how much a kid? Even just the hospital bill.
Right.
Oh, the hospital bill was a big one. The hospital bill, when I was pregnant with my oldest, I kept going to the hospital thinking I was in labor. I didn't know what labor felt like.
And you were being charged
every time they're billing you.
Wow.
Every time you go to the hospital. So we were getting these bills after she was born. Like, why are we getting thousands of dollars for this?
And she's not even here yet.
She's not even here. So we definitely had to deal with that. And then daycare came along, and that was like a mortgage in itself. So we had to do that. And then here comes another kid. And then you got to pay daycare again.
So how do we deal with this and the other stressors of the life, of the world, and in the marriage and other things that we deal with? You need some water?
Yes.
Okay.
There is a...
Okay.
There's a budget process that happens. He's really good at budgeting. uses Excel to kind of do all the bills and see what needs to be paid this month and what needs to be paid next month and how is this going to look in 5 years. So he has a spreadsheet with a bunch of tabs.
Okay.
And all those tabs have a year. So it has 20, I think it's all the way up to like 2030 something. Sorry, you okay? 2030. So budgeting is very important to sit down and talk about what's due this month and what's due next month and what's coming up in the future. What do we have to pay for? Even down to groceries, gas, everything is on the spreadsheet, everything you could think of. And then we have our miscellaneous, like the fun stuff, like we're going out to dinner, we're going to the comedy show, we're going to a concert, so those things. But budgeting is very important, but he does it very well.
But what I hear you guys both say is, I hear the word we.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's been consistent. Now, within all of this, like, where does God fit in to your marriage with your finances?
Tithing is a big deal.
That's on the spreadsheet too.
Yeah, give and I'll give it back to you is what God said, and I think that tithing and trusting that you're putting this money out and you know that it's going to come back to you in whatever way, shape, or form.
So that gets budgeted as well.
Absolutely, tithing is budgeted in the spreadsheet as well.
And
it's very organized.
Well, I do it because there's things that I just handle naturally, right? On the spreadsheet, I shouldn't probably say this on a podcast, but passwords too. Something happens, I need her to be able to get to what we need to.
Okay.
But needless to say, the organization has a purpose. I never want the family, and even the girls, we teach them, when they ask for things, would you pay for it with your own money? And my 13-year-old, she'll look at some of those things that she wants, and she'll be like, you know what, I'm good.
I'm good.
And that is like what we want to teach, and we do that together. It's not like a daddy says no, mommy says yes, mommy says, and then sometimes I'm usually the sucker. Yeah. Say, you know what, you're not a bad kid, you're on honor roll, go ahead, like, let's get it.
So we taking now our financial knowledge and we're pouring it into our children so that they can have it.
Yeah, and to go back to your question about how does God fit in that, our jobs, the assignment that God gave us as parents is to be teachers.
Correct.
And to be good stewards
the
of
first
our
teachers.
finances. Yes. Yeah. So, in that, if I can live as an example, not only from the financial perspective, where my wife and I can teach our daughters, right? I can't teach them how to be ladies, right? So the partnership comes from that, teaching them all of those things, because when we also, even tonight, we're going to a married couples with our church event, and in that they talk about the 24 years she had before me, 26 I had before her.
Right.
I am struggling.
You're good.
And we have to figure that out at 50 years.
Wow. Wow.
That's good. I didn't think of it that way.
I was going to say, I'm sitting here counting like, wait, I didn't think about it like that.
No, the finances and the budgeting and all that, we really do work together, but he is the lead. He takes the lead on a lot of that.
Okay.
I'm kind of just here to learn. Sometimes when he's doing the budget, I'm like, what you doing? How does this work? But like he said, when something happens, I need to know how to pay these bills.
Yeah.
I got to learn how to get into all of these accounts. I need to know all the passwords.
And the passwords. So there's trust 100% across the board. So there's no secret.
There's none.
But there's a lot of secrets in people's homes with finances. And our statistics show us that the highest rate of divorce isn't always infidelity, it's finance. And that is a very touchy subject that not everyone wants to talk about, but it's so important.
You have to have the trust. If you don't trust your partner, then why are we doing this? I feel like you have to have the trust, and I trusted him enough, and I didn't know that he was going to be this great person at finances. I just knew that.
Me neither.
I just knew that maybe he knew a little bit more than I did.
But what about someone who's nervous to talk to their partner about like maybe someone's not great at finance, and the other one, I don't know if they're great or not, but just rather they don't have debt like that, and they're afraid to talk to their spouse about these things. Like, what advice would you give that person? Because sometimes we're holding back information because maybe we don't want to be judged, or maybe we don't want to be chastised, for our spending habits. How do we work through that?
I think that's where counseling comes in. I think it's good to seek a marriage counselor, because there are things in marriage that you are scared to talk to your partner about. It could be anything. It could be finances. It could be, I can't have children, so how do I tell my spouse that I can't have? Like, it could be a million and one things. I think that counseling benefits. And we've never been to counseling before, besides the marriage counseling before.
Lovely. I call it counseling.
Yeah, we go to this. We go to married couples at church every fourth Saturday of the month.
Okay,
and it's not counseling, but it's good to be in a space where it's good to be in a space where you have other married couples and you hear what other married couples go through.
Right.
So I say counseling is a good thing. What do you say?
Counseling, right? If you really need it, but I mean, I keep going back to the dialogue. Mm-hmm. I think there's an overemphasis on money in the world. Right?
Okay.
And that's the same thing in marriage, right? Some of our dialogue, I'll tell you that 26 years that I brought to the marriage came from, like I talked about the sneakers when I was 12. Mm-hmm. That's learned behavior. I don't like owing people. So that was a conversation we have. Like, even when it comes to a trip or the girls in their extracurriculars, I like to knock the bill out.
Yeah.
I don't like owing.
You're like, you don't want to be in debt.
I need her to know, like, hey, while you're running up that dance bill and all them costumes, we need to make sure that we got that money, because 50 Cent won his money by Monday.
Right.
So, things like that. So much, just like we talked about that, those couples that may be nervous about that, just start with, like, look, my mom, my dad told me always keep a rainy day fund over that nobody know about. But I trust you. We're one, because you're hiding from yourself in that.
Right. Yeah. Wow. This is good.
I would agree. I think that couples need to talk more. And I know people say, "Oh, communication is key," and it's so cliche. And I heard it so many times before we got married. Mm-hmm. Communication is key. You should talk to your partner, but it's a real thing.
Oh,
you should really talk to your partner.
It's huge.
You should really talk to your partner, because if you don't, then now we're assuming.
Yeah.
We don't know. I don't know what you're thinking. I can't reach.
And then how do we build? Right? How do we build? We're not talking. We can't build with secrets, right? That's a faulty foundation. Like, it's almost like building on sand, right? It's not going to stand. So a solid foundation, definitely God first.
Yes, absolutely.
God first, right?
But, like, even just take the simple concept. When you think about marriage, right? The age old from grade school is first come love, then come marriage, then come the baby comes, right? Y'all raising a whole human together. Y'all can't talk about this hypothetical thing called money. Right. Whether it's the US dollar or the lira or the peso. It's a made up concept. You can't talk about something made up.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing that I would like to say. Like, think about how irrational that is to not talk
when
about
you
something
say
made up.
When you say it that way. I think, sometimes and I can even speak for self, like our habits, when we're not making the smartest decisions, it can come with some shame. So it doesn't feel good to air out to someone. It's kind of like your mistakes, your dirty laundry. However, if you have this person, or even with yourself, like I can speak for as a single person, when you sit down and write down everything, it's like, okay, Monique, you gotta make some different changes. But if you have this partner that you can do that with, why not us want to do better?
That's the human experience. You make mistakes. Like, we can sit here and talk like we're financially advanced. We made mistakes just like everybody else.
Right.
I loved cars before kids. I had a new car every other year.
He had a new car all the time.
Wow.
And with each car, I got better at not getting got. But that first blue Maxima fully loaded, man,
it got you?
God, I was paying today's rates back then.
Wow.
In 08.
Just to look good on the street?
Well, I started off with a Mazda Protege. I just wanted one to fit my long legs.
Gotcha.
But it was, we learned from that. And it was, when it came down, we looked at her car, which was closer to being paid off, and my nice, beautiful car that I missed.
Right.
But we was in debt, so I needed to trade that in and get the family truck for the babies. So,
if you could leave anyone with some advice, financial advice, coming from a couple, what would it be? I want a response from the both of you. So,
I would say plan for your future better. Plan like you're going to be married one day and have a family. And how do I start to get into the habit of saving and not having to spend. I think when we first got married, he was telling me that every time you leave the house, you feel like you need to go to the store. And I'm like, I gotta buy something today.
You don't gotta.
I gotta go to CVS, Walgreens, something, or lip gloss or something. Like I had to buy something. I was just used to buying.
Okay, so that's your advice to a single person, because you said plan like you want to be married.
Yes. So as a married person,
yes.
oh yeah. So I can say again, the trust your partner. Trust your partner, even if you don't have the financial experience.
Okay.
Either one of you.
Someone.
Sit down together.
Right.
Try to figure it out together now,
Okay.
because now we're stuck.
Right.
Now we're one.
Okay.
So we have to figure out how we're going to live, how we're going to survive. We got to figure out how we're going to not get set out on the street.
Right.
We want to be a successful married couple.
Right.
So I think trust is it's a big factor, because you kind of got to let go of what you're used to.
Okay.
And come together with your spouse and come to an agreement.
And for you, Mr. Eric, advice?
So I'm going to go different, right? I'm going to
Okay.
say there can only be one. What do I mean by that? Whoever's the better planner, the more organized, let them manage.
Let them
the
lead.
money. If it's neither of you, there are financial planners out there that do this professionally.
Yeah.
There are advisors. We're all not great at everything.
Yeah.
Right? So you can either take the time to learn it,
Yeah.
or you can phone a friend.
I
right?
like that.
When it really breaks down is when it's a competition, and you shouldn't be competing with your spouse.
Yeah.
So,
Ever.
So I'm grateful to her that she allows me to, as Danny said, let me cook. Let me cook in that realm, because I look up, I Google, I'm on Chat GPT all the time. Like, is this the right thing?
Right.
Because I also don't want to be the one that blows the family life savings and be like,
sorry.
yeah, the house,
Yeah.
they're going to come take that.
Yeah, we're going to move.
So,
Okay. I like that. Let me throw you some questions your way quickly, okay?
Yes.
Who said I love you first?
We always have this conversation. I think it was him.
Okay, you said it first.
I think it was him.
Okay. Who's the better cook?
Oh, it's me. Eric cooks cereal. That's it.
Oh, cereal is amazing.
Cereal is amazing.
I love that you cook it, though.
Yeah,
Cooks the
absolutely.
cereal.
You gotta like the proportions, right?
Who's the better driver?
He's gonna say him. I have been driving longer than him.
Oh.
But he goes, you have been driving
Legally.
legally longer than me. So I would say it's him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's the funniest?
I'm pretty funny. I think I'm very funny.
No argument for that one. Yeah.
I am the in-house resident comedian.
Okay.
Actually, our 9-year-old is funnier than all of us.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. But I thank you two for coming on today. You guys dropped a lot of jewels, and I hope it is beneficial for people to get something from it. I definitely do look up to you guys as a couple, and I've blessed you with many, many, many more years to come.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today on MJ Unscripted. If you liked or loved anything that you heard or saw, please hit like, subscribe, share it, tell a friend. I can be found on all podcasts, including YouTube. I hope your day is filled with love, laughter, and learning, and we'll talk.